Subtle skills, big results.
Welcome to the Ninja Selling Podcast.
Welcome back to the Ninja Selling Podcast. I am Rob Nelson, the CEO of Ninja Selling. And today I'm joined by Don Tennessen, one of our Master Ninja Instructors and the co-creator of the Ninja Installation.
Hi, Rob. Good to be with you.
I'm glad that you're here, Don.
Thank you.
So today we have a unique opportunity. Last week in the official Ninja Installation Graduates Facebook group, Madeline Rapp from New Jersey posted a question asking, could we review the 5 magic questions? And I thought, wow, this is a great opportunity for the ninjas to chime in. And so I replied with, absolutely we can. The first person who's not a ninja instructor or coach that'll post a video review of what are the 5 magic questions gets something cool from the Ninja Swag Closet. And a lot of people were excited about that, but nobody posted. So we're going to do it right here, right now, Don. And then you get to go down and choose some cool ninja stuff. How's that sound?
Well, what I'm going to do is send it to Madeline because I consider Madeline to be a personal friend.
Well, I love
Terry O'Connor Real Estate.
That is right.
New Jersey. And Madeline's a total pro. And Madeline, thanks for giving us the opportunity. This is an important conversation, Rob. I mean, this 5 magic questions really gets at the heart of the fundamentals of the ninja selling system.
Yeah.
It really does. And it's like, okay, well, what's it about? And I think the first way to start the conversation is, well, what are we trying to accomplish here? And that is, it's a relationship building system. It's a relationship business. And what's the best way to build relationships is to focus on them, not focus on ourselves. One of the key concepts that sometimes people have to relearn in all of this is that they've been to some kind of sales training before, and the sales training says, be impressive, answer all the questions, know your stuff, tell them how great you are, tell them how great your product is. And in fact, in Ninja, we say, no, do just the opposite. It's not about you. It's about the client. Well, what's the best way to make sure the client knows we're focused on them? Pay attention to them. See, in salesperson school, they teach you to answer the questions. In Ninja, we teach you how to ask the questions, and that's where the power lies. Just asking great questions.
You're exactly right. So as far as the ninja selling system, we have the 3 pillars: mindset, skill set, and actions. And today we're going to talk about a skill set item that when put into action can create a level of leverage and a bridge where a conversation goes from purely personal into exploring a business relationship.
Right.
And it starts with F.O.R.D, right?
Always. Yeah, always. So, everybody knows family, occupation, recreation, dreams. And so there's great rapport building opportunity there. Our client, it doesn't have to be a client. Anybody we're having a conversation with doesn't have to be real estate related. We're asking the F.O.R.D questions. It's a focus on them. People will move toward us when we focus on them because they like that. We often say people like to talk about their favorite subject, which is themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll just give them the opportunity to do that. And so with F.O.R.D, it's rapport building, but going on behind the scenes, F.O.R.D questions, really, it's a business opportunity. It's a lead generation opportunity because what we're listening for when we ask the F.O.R.D questions is changes happening in people's lives. And we, of course, know that in many cases, it's a change in someone's life that then requires a change in their real estate. So these F.O.R.D questions, it's not just about being nice. It's not just about rapport building. This is a lead generation opportunity, but the people we're talking to, they don't know that. They just think you're being pleasant and being courteous, which you are. And the thing we love about it is that it's so natural because when you talk to your buddies, when you talk to your friends, people that you know, your neighbors, well, how's the family? Well, how are things at work? Did you guys take a vacation this year? It's totally natural. And we don't have to make a presentation. We don't have to be on this. We're not trying to sell anything. We're trying to create connection. And so it always starts with F.O.R.D.
So let's do it, Don. Let's role play this thing.
Mary and I had the opportunity to you invited us over to your house. We had a little gathering. You had some friends over, some folks that we know. And I just want to tell you that that was a great, you guys are great hosts.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And your house is really set up well for that too. I don't know if you bought the house with that in mind, but it sets up great for an entertaining.
My wife really designed the house with that in mind. So
Really?
we bought it with a bunch of walls and took them all out.
Wow. So kind of with that, any long-term plans for the house? I mean, I know you've been there, what, 5 years now?
Yeah, it has been 5 years. it was a labor of love. We bought an old house and redid it. And I think it's going to be a house for a while, given the amount of effort and money and time that we put into that.
Yeah. One of the things I remember is that your little girl, Ava, was running around. She just had a birthday, right?
She did. Well, she has a birthday coming up.
Oh my gosh.
She's turning 2 next week.
Wow. Fantastic. So I think about kids and I think about houses, and I know you guys probably have some thoughts or hopes and dreams for Ava as she gets older.
Oh, yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
I'm a West Coast guy. I was thinking she might go to Stanford, but we'll see. Maybe dad and mom will follow her out there. But if that one doesn't pan out, we just want her to be a happy kiddo, but to have a lot of opportunity afforded to her. I think as parents, we see that if we can create opportunity, she can explore and do what she wants with that.
Well, and part of those opportunities I would think is, having some financial resources available for her. If there's an opportunity for that would help her get a good start in life and that sort of thing. Have you guys ever thought about, real estate as maybe a wealth building opportunity that might involve Ava?
We have, we kick that idea around once in a while. It's actually something that I should probably talk to you about someday because I don't really know how to do it.
Well, one of the things that we have observed is that we have noticed that some of our clients have created this plan. They buy an investment property when the kids are young. And we've come to call it, we have a little term for this, and we call it a house for every kid. And the idea would be you buy a rental property when they're young, maybe 2, 3 years old, put the house on a 15-year note, and the tenant makes the payment. And by the time that child, in this case Ava, is graduating from high school, you got a free and clear rental property that could be sold to fund a Stanford tuition.
Yeah.
Or maybe even keep the property and use the free and clear rent revenue.
Sure.
After that 15-year notice paid off. And the cool thing about it is, in most markets, you're saving for that child's college education, but who's actually paying for the college education?
The tenant.
Yeah, the tenant. Yeah, it's magical. And so we've helped a lot of people do that. So, if that was ever a thing that you guys, were thinking about,
that's
that might be might be something to.
Things don't pan out, we can kick her out of our house. She can live in that one, right?
I really think that sometimes people get the idea that these kinds of conversations have to be just totally business related, and they don't. Now, in this case, I didn't ask all 5 questions. I think I asked either 3 or 4 of the 5, but it's pretty natural based on maybe what was gone on before, or what, what's happening with us with our friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all we're talking about.
Yeah.
Is this is not an interrogation, and it's not, sort of a way to kind of back people into a corner. No, it's just a sincere sort of effort to help people get where they want to go.
Yeah. I think question number 2, as they're listed here, if you could live anywhere, where would that be? I almost want you to role play that one with me, because even people that say, like I did, we bought an old house and we remodeled it and it's our dream home. It's not on Harbor Walk Lane. And there's very few houses in our community that we would be interested in selling our home and going through the hassle of moving for.
Right.
But Harbor Walk Lane is on a lake.
Yeah.
And there's only 12 houses on that road. And, it is one of those things. It unlocks a lot of opportunities, and it puts people into a magic wand type state of, if you could wave your magic wand and live anywhere, where would that be? And it's crazy sometimes what comes up.
Yeah. So Rob, I know you guys love your house, but you guys are world travelers. I mean, you've been to a lot of places. So, if you could maybe thinking about the future, and if it was possible to wave a magic wand and just live anywhere, where would that be?
I'm happy where I am, but for Lauren, it's on water. She's very connected to water. I can't swim very well, so It kind of freaks me out. But she loves living on water. It energizes her the way that the mountains do for me. Yeah.
Would that be ocean, lake?
I think any open body of water. Here in Fort Collins, there's only a limited number of houses, and there's some really great streets that are on lakes. And I've always dreamed about having one of those electric pontoon boats. So it would have to be one of those. And really, if there were a couple of houses that came up for sale on Warren Lake, we would have to go take a look.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So what happens in that kind of a conversation is, if we're smart, if we're a ninja, will then very quickly at the end of that conversation jot down some notes about what Rob Nelson said was his hopes and dreams for the future. Sometimes we call it your someday house. So Rob Nelson, in that case, would probably go on my warm list with a note on there about Warren Lake or maybe a Fort Collins Lake where there's some access of some kind. And then I'd be looking for those kinds of properties that would come up. And I'd just make a quick phone call and I'd say, hey, Rob, you told me one time if you could live anywhere, lakefront, and I know you love your house, but this one just came up on the east side of Warren Lake. Would that be something you'd like to take a look at?
You don't have to buy, but you always have to look.
I just think sometimes we make it too complicated. And I think maybe one of the keys here is that we don't have to force the issue. Let's go where the person we're talking with takes us. And this whole concept, your next question embedded in their last answer, that really applies with these 5 magic questions. This is not dialogue. This is not script. This is just kind of following the lead of whoever we happen to be talking to at the moment.
Yeah. In contrast to many pieces of the buyer and seller process where it's a series of questions that need to be asked in the right order and they need to be asked completely. So verbatim is usually your best bet. This is different. These are, they're mutually exclusive. Use any or all of them. Think of them as separate tools in your toolbox. Let's go to question number 3. Many ninjas attended the installation or learned about these when we were in a period of historically low interest rates. So that question in many installation manuals or in other resources we've printed say, with the low interest rates right now, have you thought about doing something sooner than later? Things have changed. How do you adapt that?
Yeah. So, I think we have to understand that this is a concept. It's not, written in stone, and we can make easy adjustments. And, if we ask you the question, if you could live anywhere, where would that be? And you say, well, Lauren loves water. Man, that'd be a dream come true for us. And then I could just follow that. Well, have you thought about doing something sooner rather than later? That doesn't have to be anything to do with interest rates. It just has to do with time. And that can be true of any of these questions. Just make a simple adjustment, but it's all based on what's happening in the conversation with that particular person.
Yeah, we hear all these statistics about the amount of equity that homeowners are sitting on right now. And that one right there, with the increase in value of your property, have you thought about doing something sooner than later?
The last statistic I saw in the Wall Street Journal was $28 trillion that homeowners are sitting on in the United States. That makes it a totally different environment than the last downturn of the market when most people were upside down.
It sure does.
People have options here, Rob. They have choices. And the more questions we can ask, the more opportunity that we can sort of uncover what people are thinking about and maybe what their hopes and dreams for the future might be.
So, Madeline, there it is. The 5 magic questions recapped. Now, Don, the thing that's interesting about these questions is that by practicing them, you will not make it awkward.
So many people get this idea that to be totally natural, we just are off the cuff and whatever happened. No, the way to be totally natural is to be completely practiced. That's how you don't have to stutter. You don't worry about what you're going to say next. None of that. This would be a fabulous little 10-minute practice session at a Ninja Skills Group. Find somebody in your office who's been through Ninja, understands the concept. It's a good one.
Excellent. So we're going to put together a handout on the 5 magic questions that will lay each of the questions out and give you some of the context, some of the color that is added into these. You can get that at ninjaselling.com/questions. So visit ninjaselling.com/questions, and it'll take you right to a PDF that you can download, and it outlines the 5 magic questions and how you can use them.
Isn't it great, Rob, that, we've always focused on F.O.R.D, family, occupation, recreation, dreams. But the cool thing is that these questions, I think the reason they're magical, you said it in the beginning, it takes general conversation and potentially takes it to a place where someone might say, gosh, I never thought about that. Let's think about that, or let's go there. That's pretty cool.
Love it. So you heard that Madeline asked this question in the official Ninja Installation Graduates Facebook group. If you've attended the Ninja Installation Graduate, search Ninja Selling Installation Graduates on Facebook. You'll see the group. You can click join. There's a couple questions you answer, and you are in so you can connect with and learn from other ninjas. And if nobody responds, maybe we'll just record a podcast. Don,
Sounds good
thanks
to me.
for being here today. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I think we covered it, Rob. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.
Take care now.
If you enjoyed this episode, visit us at theninjasellingpodcast.com to learn more about ninja selling classes and coaching to get you started or further your journey on the ninja path.
Thank you for joining us. Now go have an incredible day.